don't know what that was all about. Oh boy. Ah, crap. I'm in portrait mode. That's never good for a live video. Oh well, you're just gonna have to put up with portrait mode. Sorry. I don't know why I did it that way. Let me get my car keys out. Hey, so this is just gonna be a I'm on my way back to my apartment after watching the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, which, by the way, was an incredible movie. Incredible. So if you like Justice League, if you like superhero type stuff like I do, if you're a nerd like I am, you're gonna love the Zack Snyder cut. But anyway, it's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about these Georgia, because I got about 7 minutes until I get to my apartment, and then I'm gonna end this. But I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'm gonna make some. Hey everybody, I'm gonna make some predictions here. Okay. Number one, my first prediction. It's not really a prediction. It's more of an observation. I'm really gonna make one observation and one prediction. So my first observation is this: do a search, any search, into the Georgia spa shooting that just happened, I think either yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. And see if you can find what kind of gun he used. Holy cow, I almost hit that person. What the hell are you doing out here walking on an unlit road in black? All right. See if you can find out, though, in any story, what kind of gun he was using. That's my first observation. My first prediction, okay, I do have two predictions. My first prediction is that the reason you can't find that story is because he probably just used a regular semi-automatic pistol, right? I bet you it was probably like a Glock or an XD or something like that, or just a regular pistol, semi-automatic pistol. You know why I think that? That's why I've got this observation and this prediction, because not a single story talks about what kind of gun he used. And why do you think that is? Why would the media not care what kind of gun was used in the Georgia spa shooting? I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't meet their narrative. You know, they're not trying to ban, because they can't admit that they want to ban pistols yet. We're not there yet. Now, I did see something somewhere about a 9mm, but that's a caliber. I haven't seen a Glock. If you can find a story with the actual type of gun, please put a link in the chat there, because I have looked everywhere. I never even saw a 9mm. I never even saw what kind of caliber he used. What the heck was that? Or a gun. Hey, what's up, 300 Blackout? So, please, I mean, for my sake, just if you can find a link to it, please put the link in the chat so that I can educate myself. But I have looked, and here, let me fix this. There we go. It's a little bit better. I have looked far and wide to find out what kind of gun he's used, and I've come to the conclusion it's a handgun, and it's probably just a semi-automatic handgun based on how many people were killed. So I don't think it was a revolver, because he obviously would have had to reload quite often, or at least twice. So I think, and keep in mind, it could have been a 9mm AR. So I know there's been some word, although I haven't found a news story that says 9mm, so I don't even know where everybody's getting that. But I have heard that he used a 9mm, but that could have been a 9mm AR. It could have been a 9mm rifle. So, but they're not saying that it was a pistol, because that doesn't push their narrative. So there's my first observation. There's my first prediction. My first prediction is that it's a pistol. And I actually said this on TikTok, way earlier this morning, but I wanted to bring it here. And by the way, if you are on TikTok, my TikTok username, if you want to follow me there, I put up little short things, is cjgrisham2, the number 2. My CJ Grisham and Chicken Hawk accounts have already been banned, so I'm now on my third TikTok account. All right, my second prediction is that within a week, well, hell, probably this weekend, the Democrats are going to start pushing an assault weapons ban and using the Georgia spa shooting as a predicate. Okay? Watch. Even though an assault weapon was not used, but keep in mind, if you read HR 127, and if you read the new assault weapons ban, I think it was Feinstein that filed the new one. But if you read them, an assault weapon also includes a lot of semi-automatic pistols. It actually bans a lot of firearms, a lot of commonly used firearms. It's going to ban a lot of Glocks. It's going to ban a lot of XDs. It's going to ban a lot of 6 Hours. And so I guarantee you they're going to use the spa shooting to push the narrative that we need to pass an assault weapons ban. But they're not going to tell you, no one's going to tell you that he didn't use an assault weapon, right? All right, I see some stuff here. Let me see if somebody's got a story for me. I'd say if it was an AR-9, yeah, we would have already heard about it. I agree. I absolutely agree, Hillbilly. That's why I don't think it was an AR-9 either. Is this the guy who killed as many as 8 in 4 different locations? Yes. Yes, it is. And he did it because he was a sex addict. And supposedly he wanted to remove the temptation that these spas. Now, okay, I'm gonna make another observation it's a legitimate observation, but of course the liberals are gonna say that oh, that's racist. Okay, that's a racist stereotype. No, it's actually a very accurate observation. And you know how I know that's a very accurate observation? Because in most big cities, and almost hit that fence. In most big cities, and also here, I can make this a little easier now, and also around military bases, these spas are there, and the majority of them are run by Asian people, Koreans. Okay? Now, they're trying to make this into a hate thing. He was making it into a spa thing. Oh, and by the way, these Asian spas, you know, you ever see that movie Black Sheep, and they're in the hotel, and Chris Farley is sleeping, and he knocks on the door of Chris's hotel room, and he's like, "Housekeeping, you want me to fluff your pillow?" You know, stuff like that. A lot of these Asian spas have additional benefits to their massages, okay? Like happy endings and things like that. So that's why this guy was going to these spas, because they do this kind of illicit stuff. In Bell County, Texas, and in other places in Texas, because there's a lot of trafficking, human trafficking as well, involved in these spas. But in Bell County, Texas, we had a lot of spas shut down, and Asian women were arrested for human trafficking and, of course, prostitution, essentially. So he was going after these spas because they were essentially prostitution rings, and you know, he was fulfilling his sex addiction at these things. But the media is calling it a hate crime because 7 of the 9 people that were shot were Asian. Okay. Anyway, 15 in Chicago shot at a party this week. Yeah. No one cared about that. I was listening to one of the news conferences, and the sheriff or whatever, he said there was a 9mm found, but he never said what kind of gun. And he said the 9mm was the only gun they found. Now, they captured this guy on his way to Florida. Supposedly, he was on his way to Florida to shoot up some more spas and massage parlors. So, probably Jacksonville. Who knows? And that's for sure. They won't let a tragedy go to waste. Absolutely. They would love for it to be an AR because they're a bunch of hypocrites. Yep. Police confiscated a 9mm gun from his vehicle. Okay, there you go. But they still didn't say what kind of gun, did they? They still didn't say what kind of gun. We would have pictures of it by now. If it was an AR-15 or an AK-47, or even if it was an AR pistol, we'd have pictures of it by now. Just the fact that they're using a caliber, and they're not even saying handgun. They're just saying 9mm gun. Now, again, I watched as a matter of fact, on my TikTok, I have an excerpt from the press conference they gave, and I never heard that on the press conference, but I could have missed it. I could have missed it. So I've never heard anything from official channels about a caliber or what type of gun it was. Hey, what's going on, SFL spotter? It seems to me like they are really wanting it to be a hate crime. Yeah, of course. The Democrats are trying to push this look, this white supremacist argument is false. It's fake. It's made up. And so the Democrats have to create a narrative every single time. Every single time. Okay, you can't use, hey, Brent, you can't use a Wikipedia link, man. Any leftist can go in there and create, and change that. I mean, you know, whatever narrative they want. Believe me, I used to have a Wikipedia page. Somebody made a Wikipedia page about me. And there was all kinds of lies and crap like that. And I could go in there and just change stuff. And hell, if I wanted to, I could have added a bunch of stuff that made me look really good. But all I wanted to do was correct the false information. Well, eventually it got to the point where my page was just taken down because it was completely unreliable. Thankfully, I'm glad it was taken down. Now, there's a military Wikipedia page about me, which I don't even know how to edit that, but I think it was based on the original Wikipedia page. They've been pushing Asian hate crimes for the past 3 weeks. Oh yeah, they've been pushing Asian hate crimes since the coronavirus started. They've been pushing that since the China virus hit. Biden says you only need a shotgun. Yep. 2 blasts through the front door. That's all you need, right? Rug and Tug Spas. He was addicted to those women and they didn't want him. Yep, absolutely. So anyway, I'm at my apartment now, so I'm going to end this. But I wanted to put it on the record, my one observation and my 2 predictions. So my one observation is, have you noticed that they're not reporting anywhere what kind of gun he used? That's just an observation. The first prediction is that it's most likely just going to be a semi-automatic handgun, and people are saying in here 9mm, and I don't know where they got that, and that's probably true. I have not heard that until tonight. Okay. Until you guys told me about that. But I just know that the press conference that I heard, and there's probably been more than one, but the one that I watched said nothing about a gun or what kind of gun or anything like that. So that's my first prediction, which I guess is not really a prediction if they've already reported it, but since I didn't know, I guess I'm right on that. And the second prediction is they're going to use this to try and push an assault weapons ban and push more gun control, but more specifically an assault weapons ban, despite the fact that assault weapons were not used. Assault weapons. And when I say that, I'm using the definition they're trying to create. I saw that, Robert. Psaki said today it was definitely Trump's fault because he said China virus. These people can't take responsibility for anything. And look, it's not Trump's fault. It's not Biden's fault. It's that man's fault. It's that man's fault why there was a shooting. But yet, because Biden has nothing to hang his hat on, he's accomplished nothing other than putting us into more debt. They have to blame Trump. They have to continue. They're going to continue blaming Trump probably for his entire. Watch this. When the next presidential election cycle heats up, they're still going to be blaming Trump, even if he doesn't run, but especially if he does. All right. Hey, y'all, really quick. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll tell you what I'll do. It's 13. This has been going on for 13 minutes, 20 seconds. I'll give you 1 minute and 40 seconds to answer any questions you might have about anything in the world. But I am going to shut this down at exactly the 15-minute mark. You see, the left is upset with the sheriff's spokesman for saying the 21-year-old guy had a bad day, and they're calling for his head. He's no longer allowed to give news updates about it now. Well, he did have a bad day. What's wrong with saying that? Good golly. He had a bad day, and then he turned that bad day into a murder spree. I don't see I don't see what's so controversial about that. I'm pretty sure that every shooting that's ever happened is because someone had a bad day. Golly, that doesn't excuse it. Freaking left is unhinged. Dude, I was on Omegle last night. Again, if you got a question, just put it in the spot. We got 1 minute left. I was on Omegle last night just trolling. And I might do it again tonight. I don't know. And I'm telling you, man, the left are some of the dumbest people. As a matter of fact, I think tonight when I get on Omegle, you got 45 seconds if you got a question. My next Omegle is going to be, well, hell, what time is it? It's 10:30 my time? No. Can't be 10:30. Oh, it is 10:30. Probably in about 30 minutes, 11 o'clock. And I'll probably put it here on YouTube as well. What was I saying? I think I was saying something. 20 seconds. If you got a question. I forgot what I was saying though. Oh yeah, I was on Omegle, and these people are freaking idiots. So in about a half an hour, watch for my YouTube live. If you don't get updates or notices, just check back in a half an hour and I'll be live and screwing around on Omegle. You guys take care. Be safe. Be free. It's 15 minutes. I'm out.